Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Finance Talk, where we speak about finance, business, and investing. I'm Eugene. I have more than 10 years of experience in business. I also interested in finance and building my own portfolio and hoping to set up a fund in the nearest future.
And I'm Nick Rational. I too have a lot of business experience and been doing the investing for a while now. Together, we're going to share with you what we have learned, and together we can all learn more and become greater investors. I too hope to start a fund in the near future, and let's all learn together.
So, what will be our today's topic, Nick?
All right, today we've got a big topic. We're going to be covering the different kinds of scams, not just in investing, but just generalized as well. We want to protect you guys, your finances, because if you lose money, that's less money that you have to invest. So let's dig into it, and we'll walk through different scams we've seen, we've experienced, we've read about, and how to protect yourself against them. So the first one is really short and simple, short and sweet. Effectively, you don't want your bank accounts to be emptied out. And nowadays, it's absolutely critical that on all of your computers and laptops and tablets, that you need to have antivirus, and you also need to have a firewall. Because if those hackers get in, they can actually monitor everything you do, all your passwords, they can get into your bank account. So personally, this is just my own, what I use myself. I like to save every dollar I can. So I use AVG Free. You just type it into Google, download it. That's the antivirus. And I use Zone Alarm Free, which is the firewall. And I used to work in the antivirus industry, and I can tell you these are really good products. They're free and they protect me, very well. Make sure you don't have any other firewalls or antivirus at the same time. You always want to only have one of each because they can conflict with each other. The next step is make sure that all your Chrome extensions you need to have as little as possible, and they need to be the ones you actually need, and they should come from reliable sources. If you have a Chrome extension that can monitor your websites you visit, that's a security risk. So always double check what exactly do you have in your Chrome extensions. And then the last one is when you're purchasing from websites, wherever possible, use PayPal. It protects your credit card information by doing so. And if you're going to use your credit card, make sure it's a reputable website, and make sure you've got that little green lock in the top to make sure that it's it's encrypted so that nobody can read your credit card details as it's being sent from you to the vendor. That little green lock is what protects you. Those are just the small tips to do with your computer. Would you like to talk about anything to do with that or add anything, Eugene?
These are really great tips which can save you quite a lot of money. And as Warren Buffett says, rule number one is not to lose money. And rule number two is don't forget the rule number one. It's not only connected with purchasing the stocks, but also with the technical stuff which is connected to that. And using antiviruses and all these protection systems is really, really important. And I also would like to add that you need to be really careful, even though this is like for beginners, but even intermediate, advanced guys just get caught on that. So you need to be really careful about the phishing emails which you can receive from unknown email, even though you can just assume that this is the official email of your broker or other payment system. Usually it can contain something like that. We haven't received your money, or something bad happened with your password, and there is a link inside. If you go by that link, you will send the account details to unknown person, and you're basically sharing all this information, and villains can just use that for their purposes. So you need to be very careful about that. And this can bring us to a different point of securities, which we'll discuss a little later.
What you said is actually perfect for the next point. So if you get a text message, a voicemail, or a phone call from someone, or an email from someone claiming to be the IRS or the FBI or a bank or Amazon, any text, email, phone call where it says your account has been suspended or you're about to be in trouble or you owe some money, all those kind of things, you need to be very skeptical. You need to know that 99.999% of the time, that is not who they claim to be. You need to go onto the website of the actual company, find a phone number on that actual web that is for that actual company, and then call those people and say, hey, I got this message. Is it real or not? And they'll probably tell you it's not. Never communicate with the people directly. If they phone you or if they text you, never click the link, never speak to them, don't give them any information. They are trying to steal your identity. They're going to ask you for the last four digits of your social security. They're going to ask you for your credit card number. They're going to want to verify you. Meanwhile, they haven't verified themselves and they're not that company. So be very suspicious. Anyone who reaches out to you, just know that they are probably not who they say they are. You need to be the one reaching out from a valid phone number. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is a really great point you mentioned. Most people in such cases, they just go run and try to think how much money do they owe and what happened wrong with them or what did they do wrong. But actually, in most cases, you can just take this email address or phone number and go to Google and type this address into the search. And probably you cannot be only one who got called by this particular number. And usually people can just comment about this particular number or email in the web, and they can just say that, hey, I also got called about that. I checked here, here, and here, and these are fraud. And this can save you a lot of money and health as well.
The next ones we're going to do are very simple, and then we'll move into the more meaty stuff after. So some of you might be wondering, because we covered, the computer protection, laptop protection. What about your cell phone? So having security on your cell phone is not as absolutely critical. The amount of scams and viruses are less, but you still don't want your phone to be monitored or anything like that. So install some security on your phone. I use Lookout, but plenty of other services are also good. Again, you don't really need to go for paid ones. That's is my personal opinion. So install some security on your phone. Just get that extra peace of mind. And then the next tip's really a very small percentage of you is going to be the right demographic for this tip. But I think it's, even if just one of you needs to hear this, I think you need to hear this. If you have a website that is WordPress, make sure you have a firewall on there, because your website will get hacked if it doesn't. I use WordFence. Again, the free version's fine. Basically, if you don't have a firewall, your website will get hacked. If you've got e-commerce on there, if you've got PayPal purchasing or whatever, they can swap it out and get paid instead of you. They can hide all sorts of links in there in your website that you can't see, but now all your Google juice is flowing to terrible websites. And they can also hijack your email systems without you knowing. Now your domain is sending out spam and ruining your reputation and ruining other people's lives. So make sure you got a firewall on your website if you've got one. I know that probably is not most of you, but those that are, make sure you got a firewall. So that's it for that particular section. You got any thoughts on that, Eugene?
This is really great what you mentioned about the apps and mobile phones. It is usually can be connected to Android, not iOS, because in Apple devices there is like the centralized app store where you can download your apps, and you cannot just download some unproven stuff. But actually, on the Android, there is the possibility to download applications on the phone, not from Play Market. And actually, you need to be really careful about that, and you need to be really sure from where you download these applications. And you need to know that these are really safe, because these are not moderated apps which you can download. And in some cases, some of them can contain bugs or viruses. And then they can send not only your card details, but actually the recordings or photos or different personal information to unknown servers. And you need to be really aware and careful with that. This is the end of this episode, guys. We will continue next time. And if you have any questions, please write them down in the comments below. And see you next episode.